Hello everybody out there and welcome back here with the future once again, and this time I have a special VHS collection update. It is over my Disney Clamshell collection. If you have not saw all the other Disney Clamshell collection updates and videos that I've done, I will put the playlist up in the right so you can go back and check out my entire collection. But I have built up a massive collection of Disney clamshells and just clamshell movies, period, of movies from back in the day when I was a kid and growing up that I remember that came on clamshell. And a lot of these I get for like 25 cents or less from like thrift shops, flea markets, wherever. But yeah, I like to collect them. I'm pretty much down to the nitty gritty on actual, Disney movies that came out in clamshell. I think I need Alice in Wonderland and a few more classics, and I'll be there as far as collecting, all the movies that I want to collect. But let's get into the non-Disney ones, because when I do this, I collect so many clamshell movies that have to do with kids and stuff that kind of relate to the Disney VHSs that I collect. So I like to show those off too in these videos, and I just call it the Disney Clamshell Update Special and put it in the playlist with all my other clamshell update videos. So let's get into it, guys. I want to appreciate everybody who has watched lately, giving me a like, dropped a comment, and subscribed. I really appreciate all the views and all the support here on the channel, guys, and I really appreciate what's to come from all you guys out there. I love interacting with the viewers and talking to them. So yeah, guys, keep it up, and I really appreciate it. So let's get into the videos now. If you did not see my last video, I did update my collection by getting It's the Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown on VHS. And we just passed, well, it's been a few months now, but we passed about, well, it's only been about a month now, but we passed Halloween already. But we are going into December, and it's Christmas time, which I do have my Christmas tree up, everybody, and all my Christmas guys out there out front, my plushes and stuff. So yeah, definitely Christmas here in the Future Zone. So the reason I showed that off, though, that I've already shown, is because I picked up a Charlie Brown Thanksgiving, which we did just pass. You can see it does have a little bit of writing there on the front, which I don't think I can get it off, but we just passed Thanksgiving. So yeah, guys, I was really happy to pick up this, a Charlie Brown Thanksgiving. This is another special that they air on TV on Thanksgiving every year, kind of just like It's the Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown. I'm a big Peanuts fan, big Charlie Brown fan, so you can see a Charlie Brown Thanksgiving is a Emmy Award winner too. And this was originally in 1973 aired, but you see there past the Jelly Beans, Charlie Brown. You see Woodstock and Snoopy there. Really good if you've never saw it. They air it every year on national television, so network television. 1973 is when it came out. The actual VHS itself says there in 1996. It's a Great Pumpkin, 1966, and the video was launched in 96, so they were launched at the same time. So it came from the Peanuts Classic collection there. So I was happy to get both those, and I did have the DVD already of It's the Great Pumpkin. And I do have the Christmas one that they did too, which I should have pulled out, but it's not a clamshell. I already had Lord of the Rings, and Lord of the Rings was directed by Ralph Bakshi, and he did a pretty good job on these J.R.R. Tolkien Hobbit films, in my opinion, on the animation and stuff. But he's not the only one who did animated movies over The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings and the Rings trilogy. Warner Brothers actually launched these in 2001 on VHS. This was from 1976, Lord of the Rings. But they also released the Rankin Bass Hobbit film here. And this was also released in 2001, but it was made in 1977, and I always loved this. I always loved the Rankin Bass Hobbit film, and if anybody has not saw, sorry, there, I already do have the production, based on the original version of The Hobbit written by J.R.R. Tolkien. It's the Rankin Bass songs and dialogue from the original motion picture soundtrack. So it's the record here that came out when the movie did, and you can see the I don't think when I showed this last in my thrift shop flea market finds that I showed the records, but yeah, you can see it says Disneyland on there too. So very cool. Disney Records put this out. Disneyland Records, I should say. And it's very cool to not only have the record, but now the movie that the record comes with itself. So very cool there. You can see the animation from the movie there. A little more cartoony than the cover of the 2001 VHS here that was launched. But very cool to have that stuff in the collection. Next, I'm a big fan of the Flintstones, so I had to grab this, especially with Christmas coming up. It's a Flintstones Christmas Carol. I've never watched this, but I guess it's the Flintstones telling of the Christmas Carol story. 1994 is when this was released. 1995 it says, so I'm guessing that's when it was released. Hanna-Barbera down there to the left, you see. 90-minute running time. But Tiny Tim and the gang there. You know, the story of Scrooge. Everybody knows the Christmas Carol, one of my favorite movies of all time, the classic ones. But yeah, this was a Turner Family Showcase, Hanna-Barbera Cartoons production, Flintstones Christmas Carol. And it's cool because you have Fred and Barney there, or Fred and Bam Bam there, dressed up as Tiny Tim and Scrooge. Barney's over there to the right. So, and Betty over there too. So, here comes one of the favorite ones I got. It's just hilarious that I picked this up. I got it for so cheap I had to get it. But he's a rapping genie with an attitude, and he's ready for some slam dunk fun. It's none other than Shaq in Kazam. And oh yeah, I remember Shaq Fu, the video game that came out, but a rapping genie with a mean dunk. NBA superstar Shaquille O'Neal. Look at these shots from the movie. One of the worst ones ever made, in my opinion. But I had to pick this VHS up when I saw it, just because I am a Shaq fan. I always liked him when I was a kid, and I like this play and stuff, just being this huge guy that just dunks all over everybody. But I can't find a release date right off the top of my head on this movie, but yeah, the old Clamshell from Disney's Touchstone division, too. Touchstone is a division of Disney. So we got Kazam there. Gotta love that. Next, I remember watching this for the first time when I was in junior high, and I've remembered it ever since. And I never had this as a kid on Clamshell that I remember, but it's Ferngully, The Last Rainforest. And this was highly regarded as a children's film back then. A rare treasure, a great film. Entertainment Weekly called it. I'm looking for a date now maybe on this, but some of these are really hard to find. 1995 Fox Video for the release, but the release date of the 1992 there it says, so 72-minute runtime. They did some really good animation on this. 20th Century Fox did. Bill Croyer is the one who directed it, so I'm not sure who did the animation on this though, but really good film if you've never seen Ferngully, The Last Rainforest. Excuse me. These were given to me by a friend. She said they were getting thrown out at school, and I had to take it because it's The Little Engine That Could, the thrilling animated adaptation of the cherished children's classic. I never had this. She works at the school here in town, and they were throwing a bunch out. She's like, I knew Jeff would want to have this, and when she brought it in, I was like, yes, I think I can. Everybody knows it. But this is the original film that they did, animated film or short or whatever. 1996 you see there, MCA Home Video, and 1991 is when they made this, and it says it's based on the book by Warry Piper, published by Platt and Monk, a division of the Grossa and Dunlap Incorporated. Digitally recorded for children of all ages. But yeah, I remember watching this as a kid, and everybody knows, you know, The Little Engine That Could. So, yeah, the classic here. I was glad to get this, especially for free. So, that's in the Clamshell collection now. Here's a couple sports-related ones. I should have put the Shaq one in here, but he's not really sports-related. And it's none other than Rookie of the Year. Everybody knows Henry Roland Gardner, especially after they finally won the World Series. 2 thumbs up here from Siskel and Ebert, so you can't beat that. But yeah, Float It. That's all I remember from this movie. His mom was like a softball pitcher. He hurts his arm and he's able to throw like 100 some mile an hour, and they sign him to the big leagues. If nobody's ever seen this, Henry Roland Gardner, which was Thomas Ian Nicholas. Yeah, he was throwing 100 miles per hour. You have Gary Busey also starred in this film, and Daniel Stern co-stars. So, you also have appearances by real professional players in this movie: Pedro Guerrero, Bobby Bonilla, and Barry Bonds. So it shows you had the age on this. It's from 1993. And 1994 is when this was released. So probably the original release of Rookie of the Year here. 20th Century Fox Video family feature. Next is another sports-oriented one. It's none other than Space Jam. Oh yeah, I had to get it. It's your chance, do your dance. It's your chance, do your dance at the Space Jam. Sorry, I messed that totally up. Bugs Bunny, Michael Jordan. Everybody remembers the song. Everybody remembers the movie that lived during this time. But it's the only film that I remember Michael Jordan in. What's that say on it? Mars That Way. I don't know. Mars Far Away or something like that. But all the classic characters in here, all the Looney Tunes. So this was a very cool movie for a kid my age back then. This was released in 1996, I believe. I was actually quite older when this was dropped, but I still enjoyed it and went to the theater and saw it. I was probably about 14 or so when this was launched. And then 1997. So this is the original Warner Brothers release. But look, you got Bill Murray there, the Ghostbuster himself in this, along with the Monstars team that they played. Everybody knows it. I actually had a Monstars jersey that Walmart sold back then. I thought it was pretty cool. I wish I still had it. Everybody knows the Toon Squad that Jordan played on. So, very cool to have a version of that on Clamshell. And then I have Little Giants. Oh yeah, it's a Rick Moranis and Ed O'Neill classic. And everybody knows Ed O'Neill from Married with Children. And everybody knows Rick Moranis from Ghostbusters and everything else that he did. Spaceballs, Little Shop of Horrors, going back. But look, it's the ragtag team against the Cowboys here. Called themselves the Little Giants. The only thing I remember about this is they had a play called the Annexation of Puerto Rico that this kid came up with, that they end up running. It's been a long time since I saw this, but what's cool on the back is you get these free official milk caps that were never taken out, and it says 4 other team NFL milk caps inside, which those are not in there, but yeah, 2 of them right here. $2 retail value back then. New York Giants and Dallas Cowboys. So it was cool to get that, since they are, the 2 teams that are represented in this movie, the Giants and Cowboys. So it was cool that they gave you those little milk caps, which look like Pogs to me. Yeah, and they're like cardboard. I'm not going to take them out. But pretty good fun movie there for a kid to watch about football and stuff. So for everyone who's waited to be chosen and wasn't, your day has come. So there's the Little Giants. Now we're getting into the nitty-gritty here on the ones that aren't Disney. Just a few more. These are the Rugrat movies, and the one I already had was the original Rugrats movie, full-length hit movie, which was released in 1998 by Paramount. And then there's Rugrats in Paris, the movie. Full-length movie hit, and this one was released in 2000, so 2 years after they did the original Rugrats movie, which was a pretty good hit. Rugrats, from Nickelodeon, popular show back whenever I was like in high school and stuff, on Nickelodeon with kids, and older adults too liked it. This one actually has a bonus short of Cat Dog. You gotta love Cat Dog. It says a delight there, New York Times. But the one I got here, thumbs up, bright, funny. Roger Ebert and Roper, so they were past Siskel and Ebert by that time. Siskel had passed away, unfortunately. But the full-length movie hit here, pretty cool, from 2000. Gotta love the Rugrats. So have both the Rugrat movies that I know of. I don't know if they released another on VHS or not, but there's those 2. And the next one is a princess movie that never was made for Disney, and I still to this day don't know why, but I picked it up because it was a Warner Brothers Family Entertainment film, Clamshell here, and it's Hans Christian Andersen's Thumbelina. And maybe they just could never get the rights to make this movie for Disney, but this looks a lot like a Disney clamshell, and I think it goes in well with all the other princess movies that were made. This is one princess that never did get any justice in the, it just never, they never made a movie for it in Disney, which is kind of, to this day, kind of mind-boggling. And, Thumbelina never had a movie made by Disney either. And this was directed by Don Bluth and Gary Goldman, you see there. Launched in 1994. I'm going to have to watch this because it's been a long time since I saw anything that has to do with Thumbelina. Why did I say that? Thumbelina is the one right here. But the other one that they never do release is Needle in the the one about the needle in the haystack, and I can't remember the name of the movie. Right, Rumpelstiltskin. Yeah, that's one that Disney's never done. That I'm kind of amazed they never have. Maybe it's too dark, kind of. But Thumbelina, I'm surprised they've never done one on her. But yeah, one of the few princesses they've never done one on, and Rumpelstiltskin is the other one I was thinking of. So I got to get a Rumpelstiltskin copy on VHS or something. I know they've done a few. Now we're getting into the Disney movies that I did not have in my collection, or I updated, one or the other. But here is another football-related movie. It's Air Bud, the Golden Receiver. To tell you the truth, I've never saw this movie. You and your kids will love this movie, it says. I've never saw this movie. It was released back in the 90s, obviously. But actually, Air Bud caught on in popularity quite a bit. So Disney actually had a bit of a hit and made a couple more of these, but I think they were straight to VHS releases. I think they did an Air Bud too. But I mean, the whole concept was just kind of ridiculous to me, so I never did get into this. But having it now as a Walt Disney home video and a collector, I'll take it. Next is one I've never seen also, and it's called Dinosaur. I never knew Disney did one on dinosaurs. Kind of reminds me of Land Before Time, but like realistic. So I'm definitely going to have to check this one out because I'm a huge fan of dinosaurs. And the date on this one, I do not know off the top of my head. And I don't see it anywhere here on the back, so I'm not going to get a date on this one. But I'm guessing, it was later on because this is more CGI related. This is a CGI animated movie. It's not actual old style animation, cartoon animation, but set 65 million years ago. Tells the compelling story of an iguanodon named Aladar. So I'm gonna have to definitely watch this one, but being a Walt Disney Pictures Presents movie, I had to get it for the collection. This is one that eluded me that I always kind of forgot about that they did. It was a hit too when it came out. It's The Emperor's New Groove. And I remember this one, and I remember watching it, and it was decent. But it's one of the classics, I think, in my opinion. You got to get this one if you're a Disney collector, for sure. The grooviest animated trip since Aladdin, it says. So, it was kind of on that vein. But includes Sting music video for My Funny Friend and Me, featured on the Emperor's New Groove's soundtrack. This was a later one. It was made in 2000. And it got the best original song, too, there it says. But yeah, if you liked Aladdin, you'll like the Disney's Emperor's New Groove. So I'm trying to make sure that, yeah, I think 2000 is the actual release date. Sorry, I'm not sure. But there's that one. The next one that I picked up was actually one that I did not have. Well, I had it, but I did not have this edition. It's the special edition of Lion King 2 Simba's Pride. I already had Lion King 2 Simba's Pride, but I did not have the special edition. And the special edition includes original cast members, stunning Disney animation, and 6 spectacular songs. Complete your family's Lion King collection with this enchanting film. So that's what you get on there. You see Simba and Kiara meets Kovu. Other characters from the movie there. a worthy successor to the throne of the most successful animated film of all time. So I thought it was cool to get this special edition one of Lion King 2, Simba's Pride, to add to the Disney Clamshell collection. Next was another update. I already had this, fully restored limited edition Jungle Book Masterpiece collection, but I didn't have the Black Diamond, the Disney Black Diamond collection one. But as you can see, there's the Black Diamond on the side, the classics. That's why they call them the Black Diamond. And these are supposed to be the ones that are so much money, but they're really not. But I didn't have this one, so I ended up picking it up. It does have pretty much the same cover, but just done in a different style. They put it inside this border, this gold border on this one. Everybody loves the Jungle Book. Actually, the remake that they did that was like live action, CGI, that was really good. And Bill Murray, my man, did a hell of a job as Baloo the Bear, so definitely check that out. But yeah, I was happy to get the original Black Diamond instead of just the 30th anniversary fully restored limited edition. I got the original release here that was Black Diamond. Well, the original Black Diamond release. Next, I already had a version of 101 Dalmatians Black Diamond, but it was pretty tore up and looked like it had been chewed up and stuff there. So I was able to get a better copy, as you can see here, in way better shape. It's got the sticker on the bottom and all. So I got a better copy of the Black Diamond 101 Dalmatians Classic that everybody knows. Old school, the actual animated one. But in the 90s, they came out with the live-action 101 Dalmatians, and I never did have this one, and here it is, Glenn Close and 101 Dalmatians. I remember like they did toys for McDonald's and everything for this movie. And I'm trying to find actual release date here for this movie. Sometimes they're so hard to find on these Disney ones. They like don't put the release dates on there, so I can't find the actual year that this was released, but it was in the 90s. Early to mid 90s. But there you have, the 101 Dalmatians live action treatment. They tried to just take the cartoon and make it live action. You got Cruella de Vil and everybody, so you see there on the front. So there's the animated compared next to the live action 101 Dalmatians. So I guess it was a decent effort at a live action adaptation, but you could never beat an original, and it kind of just shows you why. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that is the last of my Walt Disney Clamshell VHS collection update here. I want to thank everybody who tuned in and lasted this long with me to the end. Make sure you hit that subscribe, drop a comment down below. Give me a like if you like what you saw. Like I said at the beginning, I really appreciate all the feedback and all the support here on the channel. And yeah, guys, I want to thank everybody for watching as always. And until my next video, thanks for watching, guys, and as always, peace out.